Namaste. Welcome to Buddhistan. Today we are going to talk about a unique, mesmerizing bird. The king quail. As the name mentions, it is truly a king. The king quail is just utter beauty. Just beautiful. The king quail measures 12 to 14 centimeters in length, weighs 28 to 40 grams. It is often mistaken for a button quail, but it is too colorful for any button quail. Now, a button quail is basically a quail which is so small it will come in your hand literally. Small enough for your hand, it's very very light like a sparrow. So the king quail's wingspan is 6 to 7 centimeters, while the female is only 6 centimeters. Small, isn't it? The tail length of the male king quail is 2 centimeters only. 2 centimeters is really small now. And the female has a longer tail which has not been measured yet but is longer based on estimates. The female also tends to be heavier than the male king quail overall in size. The beak of the king quail is just simply black, the head is blue, brown in females, so the male is simply got a few sharp streaks which look like broken glass shards on its head, and the iris is red and the pupil is black. Just in case you see a female, compare the female with a common quail according to their eyes, since the design is very much the same, and spots on the breast. Then the upper parts of the king quail are just blue or brown, plain blue and brown. Then the rump area is reddish and blue, dark brown with a few streaks also. Then the vent is chestnut red, so it's literally chestnut red. Isn't that a very interesting color to have for a vent? Then the feet are bright orange, seen that a very unique color for the legs and beak. And the flanks are red, so it's literally half blue and half red or maroon. The breast is just simple blue and brown. Females have brown breast with black spots, and the throat of the male has one black stripe and one white stripe. The king quail's sounds. The male king quail is known to make a tit-bitting call. Most birds don't have a tit-bitting call. And this tit-bitting call is a short monotone peep. Now, this sound is made to give a female food. The female also can make this call sometimes for the sake of it. They also make a mating call during the display. The male, let's tell you the courtship, puffs his chest, lowers wings and darts towards a female. They make a slow, soft, clucking call. It may in fact remind you of a hen at a farm instead. The king quail also produces a loud, single note crowing call, like that of a crow. A pair of king quails can utter a 3-note or 4-note cow. They also stand upright with the beak forward when they make this call. They can also make a descending tone, you, he, pip, it can, or pip, it can, with the last note short in duration and descending in pitch. They also produce a low, bellowing 3-note or 4-note crow. They crouch and the male crouches and fluffs its feathers and lifts its wings and utters a low hoarse cora and distends its neck and throat. This normally is made near a female or as an alarm crouching instead. And you may have first time heard of an alarm crouch. Means it will lower itself to the ground and its legs and sit, the male, and make alarm crouch. Literally, it means a threat is going on, a rival male is nearby, so it literally makes an alarm crouch. A very interesting behavior indeed. Where does the king quail live? A question that is probably on your minds now. The king quail lives in moist regions like wetlands with rank grass, means grass of same length all over the place. s- uniform grass and they live in rice paddy fields of Bengal, and they are found in these places: China, India, and also the infamous Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Chinensis, part of its scientific name, or suggests that they found from China, but they also found in many other parts of Southeast Asia too. This beautiful bird is easy to find if you are in the right place at the right time. The right time should be during the breeding season, because the more aggressive and more active at that time is at the hiding, because they have a very shy baby and they're very small. What does the king quail simply eat? It eats small bugs, seeds of grass or grass seed, red, yellow, and white millet, Niger seeds, and rape seeds. They also eat fresh greens, worms, and termites. Now, for the king quail's normal behavior, how does it behave normally? The king quail is found in a pair or a convoy. Now, a convoy is not a group of vehicles transporting or going to a certain place, but instead a convoy of quails, a group of quails traveling to a certain place on a direction. The king quail is known to be walking in a crouched position with nodding, and they also crouch down and make a high-pitched rapid peeping call if they are under threat in the middle of such a trip or convoy. This is a simple behavior. Their chestnut red vent also is a sort of behavior. The chestnut red vent can also be used as an alarm. Now, this is not a sound it's making. Means if it shows its chestnut red vent and while it's scratching, that means it is signaling other king quails also that there's danger. That's a very odd thing, isn't it? It's using its area on behind the tail or under the tail as an alarm signal. They also sometimes use the same behavior of showing the vent in an aggressive manner with a slight crouch to fight with others. They also are known to dust bait if available. How does the king quail breed and what is the nesting behavior? The male king quail is, as you know, you have heard about the courtship in other parts of this video, but courtship is secondary. Winning a flock over by fighting rivals is primary. A male is polygamous, means there are multiple female partners. They will have an entire flock of their own as their partners. Why? Because they fight the rival males to make sure that they win over all the females. Courtship comes after that, secondary. But otherwise, all the females will have one partner only for the entire season. The female, after it has mated, lays the egg in just 1 to 2 days only, giving it no time to make a nest. A nest or wherever it lays the egg is anywhere underground. Cannot even call it a nest, call it the ground. Usually the areas preferred is a scrape underground in a grassland neighboring a marsh or wetland. The care is only taken of the eggs after an ideal clutch. Means the ideal clutch is 5 to 13, anywhere in between 5 to 13. So they won't take care of a single egg until then. Incubation only starts after all the clutch is selected carefully. They also are known to roll the eggs around to an ideal spot by walking backwards. So they incubate the eggs in a sink. Means all of the king quails will be of equal age instead of different ages. Incubation does not start when the first egg is laid, but instead at the end. The eggs hatch within 16 days. A long time for sure. And they only weigh 5 grams and they are 2 by 1 centimeter. Means 2 from here, 1 from here. Really tiny eggs. Really tiny. And they only weigh 5 grams at that. What kind of egg is that? And also the adult male partner does not bother taking care of the young. will just go around the territory and communicate, but will not bother about the state of the female and the young. The young king quails become mature within 1 month, means they also can start marking the territories. The males so become mature in 1 month, they also will become like their fathers, start marking territories, start becoming polygamous, and the females also they'll make their flock and have their own partner. So 1 month is a very short time, literally. For human it's 18 years, and for this king quail it's 1 month. Compared to most birds they at least take a year to mature, but this is surprising indeed. The threats to the king quail, the most primary threat I can say is they live 1.5 years only. So that explains why they become mature in 1 month. So 1.5 years is so long, means they'll have only that long to survive. I mean, that's really short lived for sure. If a person has to live that long, it would be terrible. In fact, boring. No one even knows why they live so short. They just naturally live so short. And also the problems around the king quail of excessive domestication. They are very popular in poultry farms as a hobby, not for laying eggs, because the eggs are too small. So as a hobby and decorated poultry farms they kept, and for eating mainly. So that is a concern, but that concern is wearing away since now they've been bred in poultry farms since they've been taken from the wild instead. So they are at least concerned currently, making them fairly common to see.